Hi folks, welcome back to the Carver's Woodshop. We've got a new project that I'm going to do. I have new lighting that I'm trying out, and hopefully this video will determine if I'm going to stick with it or not. I think the clarity is much better with the lighting I have now, and I will explain that to you at a later time what it is. But we're going to go ahead and start on a new project called the Civil Union Soldier. We're going to go ahead and start him by first determining. Now this piece of wood has a chunk in here, and this is going to go anyway, so I'm not too worried about it because we're probably going to be cutting this out anyway. So this will be the back end here. Alright, this will be the front, and we're going to do it from the cone project, similar to what we did with the chef. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is I'm going to have the pitch of the hat going down. Remember, it goes down, so it leans forward from the top. This is like a flat portion up here. So once we round it up a little bit, we're going to bring it down. So let's first figure out where his cap is going to go. So his cap is going to come right around here. Okay. Alright, so let's mark that down first. Okay, we're going to cut that out first, and from there we'll take it from there and see where it will take us. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is try to think how we can do this. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting where the brim of the hat's going to be first. Okay, that will give me a good place to start. And I haven't done one of these before. Like all my other stuff, I kind of just take a project in my head and research it a bit, and then I go from there. Okay, so there's the brim of the hat, you know, the top part of the hat. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out how far this hat's going to come down. So let's figure out probably about up to there. Do it on both sides. Now if you're looking, I don't know if I have it here. I don't. Oh, I do. Looking for, I measured it just about 3/4 of an inch down, and we're going to go probably an inch down from there. Alright, so that's the next project, and I usually measure it using my hand and finger, leaning the finger up against the top, and then that will give me the exact measurement on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to come down just a little bit further, maybe not as much, not pretty well straight across, just down a little bit here. Alright, straight across, probably coming down. So we actually have it coming a little bit of an angle. We're going to come down just a tad more. Alright, so we're going to knock this out here. What I have is one of my carving knives. My hands have been really slippery with it being so dry out and stuff wintertime, so I wrapped it with one of these items that you can buy at any Tractor Supply store. It's a wrap for horses usually, and I cut them into strips for a thumb guard or to wrap around my knives to keep them from slipping. I learned that from one of my students, believe it or not, and that has come in very, very handy. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to each corner. We're going to notch it out where stuff should go here. Hopefully this lighting will work out pretty good. I'm hoping that it will. Let me see if I got that right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, down a little bit. Alright. So, oops, maybe a little bit more of an angle is what I'm thinking of. I might have to come up just a little bit. So, okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just start trimming down the four corners at the top, not so much at the bottom. Now here I'm going to put another slot in about an eighth, maybe an eighth of an inch to 3/8 of an inch up. Again, bring that down a little bit. Okay, remember, we're going to have to cut this across too, so this is, once I get the hat completed or somewhat in proportion, we'll start with going around. Now I'm going to go to the bottom here and go ahead and trim this out at each side. Okay, and this will go up to the brim here. Same thing with this. Alright, I'm using a little Rough Rider knife that I had revamped. I change knives all the time. It's whatever is the sharpest at the moment works for me. So I'm going to bring this down just a little bit, because that hat's going to be really small on his head. It's not going to be real big and overbearing. So we're going to just kind of trim that down a little bit. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to just start trimming across here. Now this wood is a little tougher than I like it to be, but it is what it is, so we'll deal with it. Okay. The best way to describe how to do a pattern or something that you're thinking about, I'm going to go ahead and spray it. What I use is this 50% water and 50% rubbing alcohol mixed in a little, this is a little hairspray, gel hairspray, and then for some reason this sprayer works so well. I've had it for a couple of years now. You've probably seen it in a lot of my videos. But you can take anything, any kind of spray bottle, and mix it 50-50 with rubbing alcohol that's 70%, and put it in a bottle and just spurt it, you know, do a couple little sprays like I did here, and that will help you to handle it. For some reason, I don't know why this wood is so grainy, but it is. Still good wood to work with, don't get me wrong. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down a little bit more. I'm going to try to keep those lines visible by whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Undercutting a little bit here and there. I just want to try to keep cutting underneath it. He's going to have a little beard. If you've followed the cone project, you know, we'll do some of the similar things with this one. Just a different hat and some different clothing on him, of course. Okay. I just keep going around and trimming a little bit off here. Okay. I'm trying to think here. This Union hat usually comes down and there's a little bit of a head here, you know, where it goes inward. So this is going to be cut out kind of far. You'll see that in just a second. Here, we're going to bring this down a little bit more. Okay. Now that we have that hat established where it needs to go, we're going to come from the top and go in. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. Okay. Okay, we're going to bring this down a little further. I'm going to kind of scoop it out a little bit. It's supposed to be pretty flat, but like all clothing, nothing's completely flat. Alright, we're going to bring this down a little bit. Those dark spots where